Dr. Aril Edvardsen from Norway is meeting many presidents and heads of states among the world leaders as he works for peace and harmony among nations and religions. His gospel meetings have also gathered great multitudes around the world, also in Muslim countries, where he has met the supreme Muslim leaders. What do people in the so-called Christian West know about Muslims and Islam's holy book, the Koran? In these days with violence, conflicts, and terrorism, there are many misconceptions. Dr. Aril Edvardsen has many friends among the highest Muslim scholars and political leaders in Muslim countries. Dr. Edvardsen does not claim to be an expert on the Hadith or Islamic commentaries, but he has for many years studied the Quran, and he thinks that the Quran can speak for itself. Dr. Edvardsen does not like to call himself a Christian due to the corruption of large parts of the so-called Christian West. He calls himself a disciple of Jesus Christ and a preacher of the gospel, and he interprets both the Quran and the Bible based upon the revelation that our only true God is a loving, gracious, and merciful God. In this program, Dr. Aril Edvardsen tries to answer TV reporter Jerry Newcomb's questions about Islam, the Quran, and the gospel of Jesus Christ. Aril, some people like to say that religion has been the cause of more wars than any other force. Is that true?
It's true in some sense, but I just met the Association of Atheists in Norway in a discussion, and they said the same thing, that religion is the greatest cause for war and killing. And I said to them, you must have short memory, because the greatest mass killers in the 20th century was people that was not religious at all. It was Stalin of the Soviet Union, it was Mao of China, and it was Adolf Hitler of Germany. And they were not religious at all. But we have to admit that in the name of religion many terrible things have been done. But that's not because of religion, but that they use religion as an excuse to further their own power and their own cause.
Yes. One thing I would add to that point about Stalin and Mao and Hitler and so forth is that not only were these the great killers of the 20th century, but according to the great historian Paul Johnson, who wrote the book Modern Times, he's from Great Britain.
Yeah, I know.
He said that the 20th century totalitarian states were the greatest killer of all time. So
yes.
It isn't just the 20th century.
No, that's true. That's true. That's true.
But let's talk about killing in the name of religion. Why would anybody be killed? Does Jesus approve? Does Allah approve?
No, not at all, I tell you. Of course, God will judge everybody at the end. But we shall not use force. Like the Quran says, let there be no compulsion in religion. No force. There is freedom to believe whatever you want. But on the judgment day, God will judge us, and there's only two places to go, to heaven or to hell. But to use violence and force, this is not the will of God. But sorry to say, that's in all religion. We have had some fanatic people who make religion to be a hard letter. But the real religion of God is love, it's feeling, it's peace, it's goodness that comes from the heart and correspondence with our God. So it's a shame to see that both Christians, Muslims and other religion have perpetrated violence through the history, and the time has come to stop this. We must learn from both the Gospel and the Quran and other religious books that religion is love and peace, not violence.
It seems to me that from what I've been able to understand, that religion may add fuel to the fire, But the real issue is those so-called Protestants are more the British people in Ireland, and the Catholics are more the native Irish, and the Catholics, and this is all in one part of Ireland, the Northern Ireland, and the Catholics just want their freedom. They're not fighting over Mary. They're not fighting over transubstantiation. They're not fighting over doctrines. Is the Pope the vicar of Christ? No, he's not. Yes, he is. They're not fighting over that. They're fighting over, should these Catholic people who are native Irish people have the same freedoms that the Protestants, who are really British Irish people, you know, you see the point?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
They're
not fighting over religion.
No, well...
but religion adds fuel to the fire.
They use religion.
I agree, and that's a shame.
Yeah, so to say that religion causes war is completely wrong. But those people who make war and killings and violence in the name of religion, they just use religion as a way to further their cause. There might be other reasons for the violence, but it's very shameful to use religion, because religion, it doesn't matter what kind, whether it is Islam or it is Christianity. If you take your religion and make it just to a hard, judgmental letter, religion is terrible, whatever kind of religion it is. And Jesus, he spoke about this. He said his kingdom, his religion, God's religion, is love. And we can read in the Gospel, 2 Corinthians 3:6, it says that God made us his servant. He made us ministers of the new covenant, not of letter, but of the Spirit. For the letter kills, but the Spirit gives life. So if we make religion just to a hard, judgmental letter kills. But the real religion, the true religion of Abraham is to have a spirit, the Spirit of God, which is the Spirit of love. That's why we have to learn in all religion, especially we that follow the religion of Abraham, Jews, Muslims, Christians, we should really learn that religion is not a hard, judgmental letter, but it's a love that God put in our hearts, so we can communicate with him and with each other in love.